In the top right position, the blue Zerg player representing the United Kingdom, we do have Mr. JonnyRecco. And his opponent down in the lower left, the red Protoss player from FX Open, BabyKnight.
Yep, like I said, 3-1 or 2-2 makes a world of difference, of course. So BabyKnight is really going to look to win this game, because if he does, he's going to have a good chance of taking the entire series. But if he doesn't, it's like 3 chances for JonnyRecco to win the game if he wins this particular one. So a lot on the line in this game, I'd say. I think if BabyKnight wins this game, he wins the series. If he loses this game, JonnyRecco wins the series. That's my prediction. What's yours, Maddles?
I reckon it's going to go all 7 games.
Ooh.
I don't really. I'm just hoping for that, because you know what I'm like. I like both of these players quite a lot. I think they're both cool, and I like their playstyles. So I'm like, yeah, I want to watch all of the games.
Yeah, their playstyle is pretty entertaining. It is very laid back, though, especially JonnyRecco's playstyle. He's not one to go for an all-in or go for very aggressive playstyles. He's always sitting back, and that is something that BabyKnight is going to keep into his mind. You know, he's going to be like, okay, you're going to go up to 3 bases. I know that much for sure, so I'm not even going to scout.
I'm also quite surprised that BabyKnight's going for the 1 gate on the 1 gate expand on this map, because JonnyRecco's dealt with this early aggression so well every series that I'm surprised he doesn't go a bit more greedy in terms of the economy.
That is a good thing you're pointing out there, Maddles, but he's not scouting, which is, something that surprises me even more than the fact he's not gone for a Forge expand. I mean, what if he would have been 6-pooled, man? He could have been in some trouble. He is opening with the gateway, so he will have a Zealot and of course probes to micro with, so not the biggest issue, but still, very greedy play here by BabyKnight on one end, as in not scouting, but very, very aggressive play by not going for an early expansion, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he's just going to put on some pain. He's getting that second gas quite early on as well, so I'm really interested to see what BabyKnight's going to do here. Is it just going to be a standard kind of Zealot with a Mothership Core harassment?
For JonnyRecco.
Yeah, it's again because he scouted. He didn't see a natural. It's a direct response, reactive play. If you don't see a natural base and you're playing a Zerg, you straight away chuck down that gas so you can get speed out, and you've also got the option to grab roaches slightly sooner, because otherwise you know that there could be some 1 base play, and you never want 1 base play. It makes you sad.
Yeah, 1 base play is something you have to watch out for as Zerg, as we see the first Zealot.
If all you've been doing up until that point is selecting hatcheries and lava and holding down the D key, and then suddenly there's units at your front door and you weren't expecting it, you really do get very sad.
Yeah, BabyKnight now going to be scouting in. Is there a 3rd base up? No, there's not. Okay, so I'm just going to join up with my other Zealot, with my Mothership Core, and I'm going to be attacking the front. There are 2 queens out on the field. 1 queen is still in the main base, though, so only a single queen and a few Zerglings are going to be trying to defend here. JonnyRecco going to pull a 2nd queen? No, he's not. He's going to just do it with 1 queen.
He's going to do it as best he can, but the good time off. The Zealot doing a lot of damage. The Queen is going to go down. The 2nd Zealot is killed, and, well, this was more damage than well, to be honest, BabyKnight's done any game this series so far in the early portions. And now, without the 2nd Queen there, only just popping now, a couple of drones will go down.
Yeah, he actually killed 2 workers there. The Zealot has been chased down, and we do have a counterattack in the works right now, but the wall has been completed. There's only 1 sentry. 2nd sentry joins up. That should be enough to keep it alive. The Mothership Core stays alive on the right side of the map, as we see JonnyRecco going to be very disappointed to see 2 sentries waiting for him here.
Yeah, the Zergling's just going to poke around. I like that Zergling skin. I think they look pretty cool. Once they get speed, it's too much, but I like them just like that.
Yeah, there they go. Just as you say that, their wings pop up. And that makes them really big, and, well...
Especially when they're running along in, like, a big group of them, my eyes just, like, really can't deal with it. I like the way JonnyRecco is acting out everything I say. Thank you. Good guy, Recco. Good guy, Recco, making us cast this job easy. But yeah, as we've... back to the game and really what's going on. That nice little bit of pressure, knocking out the Queen, didn't do a huge amount, but BabyKnight, he's just following this up pretty standard. He's getting the +1 ground weapons out and 2 additional gateways, so nothing too bold, nothing too scary, but Recco, he's just securing his 3rd and droning these 2 back into their macro setting.
Yeah, he is on 4 gateways right now. We could see a little bit of pressure. A lot of sentries are being warped in. We're already up to 5 sentries. Maybe BabyKnight is no, actually, he knows that there is a 3rd base on the way, so he's not going to be thinking, oh my god, I'm going to be under attack in a second. No, he knows about the 3rd base. 10 Zerglings now on the way and a Roach Warren. JonnyRecco is expecting some pressure, and he would be right in doing so. I mean, there's 4 gateways and a +1.
JonnyRecco is amazingly good at dealing with a lot of sentry pressure early on, though. That's like probably one of the strongest things he does, and it's just because he engages it aggressively when it moves out, and that's why he's keeping these lings here. He's trying to bait some force fields early on, get a good exact read of what could be coming, and as long as you engage that sort of sentry-heavy composition quite quickly, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's only if it gets to your base you have a problem.
Yeah, he's gonna want to force some force fields here. There he goes. How good are the force fields gonna be by BabyKnight? They're pretty good. He hasn't lost a single sentry yet, but he did lose a lot of energy. Only has about 3 or 4 force fields more in the bank. A proxy pylon is not in the works, and these sentries have to be so careful because there's only a few more force fields, and that's a lot of lings.
That is a lot of things. They do get a nice low position, and actually these sentries now completely out of energy. A few are going to fall, the Mothership Core coming back, but Recco, he's forced just so many force fields out there, and just for a couple of lings, completely worth him.
Looks like BabyKnight is not going to play a macro game on this map. I mean, how can you, as a Protoss player, defending that third base is practically impossible, and keeping your natural safe at the same time. Very difficult to play macro on this map as Protoss, and there we see 4 gateways on the way for BabyKnight. He wants to go and close this game out. He's going to be going 8 gate plus 1/1. No robo, no immortals, no nothing. Nothing fancy at all, just a lot of gateways and a lot of units.
The Bronze League strategy of choice, make more stuff than my opponent, is BabyKnight's Grandmaster play as well. And JonnyRecco, he's going to be fine as long as he identifies that's what's coming. And as soon as he does that, he can just pump units, and there we go, 5 roaches straight away, roach speed coming down. He just needs a lot more stuff.
Stuff is all he needs. He doesn't really need to invest into any kind of tech right now. The correct response to this would just be getting a few spines and getting more stuff. You know, getting more drones is even fine. Just as you have more stuff.
I love how deep and analytical we're being here, Lurlian. Which is like, BabyKnight's getting lots of stuff, and JonnyRecco needs to get more stuff, and whoever has the most stuff is probably going to win. But of course, it's not just that, it's engagement angles as well. If JonnyRecco really needs to get a good flank on this army, he needs to try and take out the proxy pylon. As long as it doesn't get too close, then he should be in a more comfortable position. He's also baiting units up that ramp by the rock tower, because if he knocks that over, lots of damage done, that could be a winning move for him.
It could be. The proxy pylon is going up very close to the third base of JonnyRecco, but there are spine crawlers there. Only 1, unfortunately, but 2 more are on the way. They might be in time, though. A lot of roaches. Roaches, of course, pretty powerful against this army composition, but it is going to be difficult for JonnyRecco to defend. He's actually going to get force fielded here, and this is looking relatively okay for BabyKnight, I'd say.
Yeah, that was really lucky. JonnyRecco's roaches were quite far back there. These force fields really good, stopping a lot of them from engaging. BabyKnight really in a good position at the moment. And there goes down the Time Warp as well, preventing the retreat. The force fields just keep on coming. And JonnyRecco, he was out of position, but he's still flooding units. And that's the important thing. BabyKnight is going to start resupplying, with the drones getting pulled. Recco knows he has to hold this base.
Oh, he's throwing everything at... Oh, he's actually forcing... Oh, don't go down a ramp. Force fields could completely kill you right now, JonnyRecco. He does go back. The Mothership Core has gone down. The Queen has gone down. Didn't manage to get another inject down. A few Zealots have now joined the fight. That's exactly what he needs, because a lot of Zerglings have been produced. The upgrades, of course, in favor of BabyKnight. He's got 1-1 versus 0-0-0 JonnyRecco, but he has no tech behind this. Is completely all in here, needs to finish the game. BabyKnight is going to go in for another attack in just a second, but more spine crawlers are going to be helping JonnyRecco out immensely.
Yeah, now this is a good choice by BabyKnight, knocking out those rocks, because he does not want them collapsing on his army. Luckily moving the Zealots out the way before they fall, that's always a good move. But this is of course buying Recco some time, because, oh no, it's not a rock tower though, is it? No. Yeah, Recco, he's got more time to get more units. There's a few more are popping. The 2 spine crawlers nearly complete. He just needs to hold on.
Yeah, the 2 spine crawlers are about to finish. A lot of Zealots still out on the field. They have some amazing upgrades with 3 spine crawlers. That is near. Oh my god, the pylon in the back got sniped out. I completely missed that. Roaches in the back sniped out the proxy pylon. Then there is no more proxy pylon out on the field. That means no more reinforcements. That was so pivotal by JonnyRecco taking out those proxy pylons. And that could be, you know, what ends the push.
Yeah,
oh my
that
god.
is... I was 100% sure they were collapsible rocks. I can't believe I didn't... Like...
I was like, what is he on about? But
yeah, I know. You should have been like, Maddles, what are you on about? But I was sure. I was like, if you'd asked me and I would have put money on it, that is how sure I was. But anyway, this is now kind of a tough spot for BabyKnight.
Why would he attack that, though? I mean, if it was a collapsible rock tower, why would Protoss attack that?
Because you don't want it collapsing on your units as he's pushing up the ramp.
Ah, I suppose. But
Which is unlikely, but you can get it, and it can be very, very painful. But yeah, ultimately, what we've got is a lot of units being flooded for JonnyRecco right now. He's going for the counter aggression. Needs to be careful not to overcommit, but BabyKnight in a bit of an awkward spot. Does have enough energy on that core in order to mass recall.
Could get surrounded here.
Yeah. That's what he's got to be very, very cautious of. A mass recall would probably be a good move here because there is just a lot.
Doesn't have the energy anymore. He used the time warp, so he's gonna have to win this engagement straight up. Remember, he has the better upgrades, but are they good enough? The sentries have started to die off. Look at that perfect surround by the Roach. They're gonna be moving in. The Mothership Core is up to 2 kills. It's doing everything it can, but Blink is not done yet. Those Stalkers are gonna fall, and this is gonna be a pretty effective trade, I'd say, for JonnyRecco.
Yeah, he's taken out so much of BabyKnight's army. BabyKnight down to just 70 supply to the 85 of JonnyRecco, but JonnyRecco does have his third up. Could do with a couple more drones, and just as I say that, he starts droning, which is always nice. He's also got the Spire coming down. I think that Spire is a really nice transition.
It is a good transition. When a Protoss player is stuck on 2 bases and has no perspective of taking a third, going for muta play can be a good move. But like you said, JonnyRecco needs a little bit more drones. He's at 57 right now, could really be good at about 70 or 65 drones is what he would really ideally be at. He's even taken a 4th base. Wow, JonnyRecco, why are you so risky, man? You're already up a base, and he's going up 2 bases.
Well, ultimately, he's playing it for the long term. He knows he's going to get that Spire out very, very soon, which is going to allow him to grab some Mutalisks. Once he gets Mutalisks, he can start harassing, forcing BabyKnight to stay back and defend. That means that he's got map control and can afford this 4th base. So he's just preemptively making that, thinking, BabyKnight can't attack me after that aggression, so I can probably get away with it. And if he does manage to keep it up, he's going to really get himself in a lovely position.
I just hope JonnyRecco's going to be ready. BabyKnight, are you actually gonna expand to a 3rd? I think he's just gonna kill this Zergling and pretend to be expanding to a 3rd. He is still making probes though. BabyKnight, he's such a macro player. He continues to surprise me.
He's got to take that 3rd summon because ultimately JonnyRecco's on 4 bases now. The main of BabyKnight is getting very, very low on resources.
I was expecting him to all in. That's what I was trying to, convey. Like, yep. I thought, in my opinion, BabyKnight's best bet would have been go all in. It could still be. It might have been a fake 3rd base. I think it is a fake 3rd base. I think it is still going to be an all in.
Well, he's not got much choice other than that, but Recco, he's pumping a lot of Mutalisks now. They are going to really help all of these engagements. So many more Roaches coming down. The +1 air weapons, +1 melee attack also on its way. And, well, BabyKnight, he's trying to push forward, but the Mutalisks are going to do a lot of damage to the mineral line.
Yep. They are doing some good damage there, and BabyKnight now forced to go all in even more than he even was before. A lot of Zerglings and Roaches are going to be continuing to join the Mutas in the base trade, and the base trade is now on, and we're going to see how this is going to be turning out. I mean, base trading against Mutas, very, very difficult to do for any Protoss player, and he doesn't really have that many Stalkers. Where's the Spire? The Spire is still safe in the main base. That +1 air attack, is that going to finish Metals?
It probably won't now, but to be honest, it's not going to make a massive amount of difference. All that this comes down to is can JonnyRecco kill the base of BabyKnight quicker. But there goes the mass recall into the main. Such a good choice not going to the natural because he would have got surrounded. And this now just means that ultimately JonnyRecco can kill the natural base off, but he's not going to be able to engage that army head on. He's going to have to pull back and retreat. There's 2 Zealots working their way away, and it looks like +1 is going to finish.
Yeah, he is going to get that +1 air attacks, which is good for him. He kills the Nexus at the natural, which is really all he needed to kill. I mean, the main Nexus, how many minerals do we have left there? Like, I mean, there's actually no more than 300 minerals left there. They're all about to mine out, so BabyKnight is going to be forced to attack once more. He does have enough money for a Nexus, but I really think it would be too little too late right now. Has to go and make a counter push, because JonnyRecco, even though he lost 2 hatches,
look at this positioning! JonnyRecco's running in, he's going to completely trap BabyKnight outside of his own base, catching a couple of these Stalkers trying to reinforce, but didn't quite manage to get in time, and this is a good move pulling back. One Muta is going to fly to its death, but the rest of the Mutalisks are just going to start working away at the production.
Yeah, production now taking some fire. Stalkers blinking up to the high ground. That's not a lot of Stalkers though. The Mutalisk count is about as high as the Stalker count, which is always a difficult position to be in as a Protoss player. How is he going to be able to defend against the Mutas? He needs a Stargate. He needs he needs a Stargate. He needs Storm, but he cannot really go up to that anymore. He doesn't have the resources to do anything.
No, he has no money. He's got incredibly low income. Only 1 mineral patch with 30 minerals left in it for BabyKnight. Some Roaches, some Lings are just going to push straight into these Stalkers. There's no Force Words coming down. The Mutas from behind are doing some nice damage. The Stalkers cannot take out the Mutalisk quickly enough. A blink underneath trying to do the best they can, but the Mutas with the +1 weapons are just dealing so well, and I think BabyKnight is going to be forced to GG.
It's a little bit close. Might be able to stay in the game a little while longer, actually. The Mutas have all died off, and that was an amazing engagement for BabyKnight. He did have the 2-1 upgrades versus the only +1 attack on the Mutalisk. The Mutalisk are going to continue this base trade, though. They are going to keep BabyKnight in the space, and all JonnyRecco needs is time. Ooh, more Mutas going to be going down. Has to be careful, But there's still 52 drones on the field to 27 probes. The economy of BabyKnight is absolutely zero.
That's what I mean when I said it's got to be a GG, is this push has cleaned out enough of BabyKnight's army that he's not able to resupply. And that's the problem. He's got one mining base now. He's got under half of the worker count, and JonnyRecco has just taken his 5th. Even though his natural's dead, but still, he's in an amazing position.
He didn't even want to retake that. He did rebuild his main hatchery, which is
he needed that for the creep spread.
Oh, the creep spread. That's a good point. He might even lose the Spire, but I think creep will spread fast enough. The Stalker's going to be blinking in, take out one Muta, almost able to get a second. That speed upgrade the Mutas have received, making sure that the one Muta with 20 HP is going to be regenerating back to full in just a second. And JonnyRecco still in the driving seat. BabyKnight has to make a miracle work somehow, somewhere. He's got to pray to God or something, or some
All
god.
the Mutas do manage to snipe out a single Stalker, so that's not too bad. The Muta count is now higher than the Stalker count, but the first High Templar are morphing and they should become Archons. There we go. This just is a good way to deal with these Mutalisks, but they are now going to get focused. If the Archon falls, that is a big loss there, and BabyKnight really had a lot pinned on that.
Yeah, he did. He does keep the Archon, the second Archon, keeps it alive, which is good for him. Units all around the map. Stupid map, GG, is what BabyKnight says. His position was becoming unwinnable as JonnyRecco was mining out of like 3 forward bases, had the entire right side of the map covered in creep, and BabyKnight would have been contained to his base, or he would have been base trading, in which both scenarios he would have lost. So that game was definitely over, guys. 3-1 right now for JonnyRecco, and you know what I said, Maddles? If JonnyRecco was able to go 3-1, I think he's gonna